All right, welcome to episode Epsilon Alpha of the Paint Nerds.
Epsilon Alpha Niner, I believe.
Yes, there is that niner.
You gotta have
that niner.
The ER at the end.
Makes us sound official.
Mm-hmm.
All right, today's episode is Two Dads, One Cup.
Yep.
Today we're going to actually help you work with the more effects-based. We've gone over basing, and we've gone over a lot of really cool other things, like how to make ghosts. We've helped you with how to select your paints,
Fire, wet blending,
Yep.
using water to make fire.
dry brushing. Wow, we've gone over a lot of
Yeah,
stuff.
we have.
Oh, and I got something to show you after the show's over that will help us really make a whole scene. We're gonna get to that diorama, brother.
All right.
All right, so with today's Trinity,
Centered, and there we go.
and we're good.
We're finally both in centered frame.
Right.
How many episodes later we figured it out? We need
Right.
to put tape on the. We need to make marks on the chairs
Right.
and everything.
I don't even have a paint cup. I'm looking around. We're not using my coffee cup for it. I can get a paint cup.
Okay.
I got a thing.
I mean, we can't have a title named Two Guys, One Cup and not have a cup.
Two dads, one cup.
Just like the dad makes it any better.
Yeah.
But
So we're gonna be going over gore effects, blood, cool crap like that.
yeah, and how to make, and I'm gonna give you some tips on how to make that stuff without the recommended medium,
Nice.
because I don't have one of the components here, but it's simple enough. I'll actually explain it in a way that you should be able to go find all the stuff and be able to do it without any real hassle.
Awesome.
So what's the first thing you got for us?
First thing I got for
Are
us.
you gonna do blood for the blood god?
Yeah. Easy, simple, easy to do.
Should be two dads, one paint case.
Yep. So, first order of business, very simple. Blood. For the blood god.
For the blood god.
This is a very thick, kind of viscousy red paint. That good save.
That whole camera almost went bye-bye. Oh, that was awesome.
Nice.
We're gonna be at a slight angle.
Yeah, that's all good.
Now, blood for the blood god is actually a kind of like a gel acrylic. It has a really high gloss factor to it. Oh, that's dry, bro.
Yeah, no. I'm just trying to peel it out.
It's got really high gloss, and it's very viscous, so it's thick.
When it dries, it gets like latexy.
Yeah, stretchy.
You can kind of
Yep.
see that.
All right. Now, the way I use that is I find weapons and stuff that need to have it on there, or I use a pin brush and I literally stipple blood spatter
Right.
onto models that require it.
So I'm not quite as good at stippling yet, but I am good at globbing shit on there and letting it drip.
Oh, this poor mat. This is like a $40 mat apparently, and we've just painted and caffeined the whole thing.
So, as always, we try to start from the top,
Paint down.
paint down, let gravity do the work, and whatever your point of impact is, make that the
goopiest.
goopiest, because then it'll kind of flow from there.
Is there any specific reason why you start from the top and work down?
Typically and we have a special guest, Brandon.
Good
one
friend of the show. and
Good friend
shop.
of the show, good friend of the Save Point, been in a while. He's been here a few times, listened to us be stupid.
Yep.
The reason you start from the top and work your way down is it's easier to control flow when it's going down, and it's easier to see where you're going when you're painting down.
Right.
Where painting up, your hand gets in the way.
Ah,
So if I was going to be painting him, and I'm sitting there going like this,
right.
For those watching at home, Chaz
using the
is
side of his
using
head.
the side of my head as a paint model.
so if I was painting up, my hand would get in the way, and I wouldn't be able to really see where my brush is stopping because the brush invariably, like, you know, you've got this, the brush is in the way.
Right.
So if I paint down, like if I go like that, doop, and this is how you know we're live when we're
Yep.
recording.
Excuse me.
So the cool part about Blood for the Blood God is, yes, you can do the whole down thing where the point of impact on the hammer is where you're going to get, you know, all the where the most amount of gore is going to be. So, like, if you have a character in motion, like they're literally doing a slashing motion, or they have their weapon kind of away from their body, you know that there's going to be blood throw. So if you're doing a diorama that's basically never going to go anywhere, what you can do is literally create a blood splatter against a wall or something that would be equal to, you know, the weapon and how the blood would be thrown.
The executive producer is calling me away. Chaz, I'm going to let you take over.
All right. So the way I do stippling is because if this guy is, you know, swinging all this, you know, hammer, there's going to be blood on his shield, which he has a shield right here. So what I do is I literally clean off my brush and grab a paper towel like I forgot. So, stippling on a shield, like putting Blood for the Blood God on a shield or any sort of blood marking on the shield, you kind of have to take into account that the shield is just kind of a receiver and it's going to have, you know, splatter. There's going to be rough edges. There's going to be, you know,
It's a shield. It's been used to block weapons.
pretty much. So, you know, on top of the scarring, if, you know, we're going to say that he used this thing as a, you know, a weapon, which shields can be weapons. And notice I'm taking a little bit at a time. My brush is not like super loaded with anything. And we're literally going to just create blood stains along the edge of, you know, this thing's seen some work, you know. This thing has definitely been a part of, you know, the. So now imagine if this were all painted, that shield has seen some work. It's been used to hit people. It's seen its fair share of usage. And so it's one of those things with blood, you kind of have to look at how you need the blood to look. And then you can actually just go, oh, whoop. There's your blood, you know. So another one that Chris brought in is, I believe, Nurgle Rock.
Yes, it did.
Another technical paint. Isn't this the snot one?
Yeah.
The pussy snot. So another cool thing about, you know, technical paints like this is it literally looks like mucus, like sick.
No, it's not.
It looks like my.
It looks like snot.
No, it's not.
It doesn't.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not.
It's certainly
Let
snot.
me take a look at this.
He's not getting it.
No, you didn't see that. You didn't see that very special episode.
No, it's not. So the way I would use this is usually on weapons, and I would use this as like you're hitting an object, and the cast off is like the weapon. When you hit, you've got the impact. Like when the weapon strikes something, you've got this impact, and all this miasma is just floating everywhere. So you take this lovely Nurgle snot, and you kind of drape it. And when I say drape, what I mean is I literally sit here and I kind of go along heavy edges, like really deep edges, and I allow this particular technical, which is gross looking to be sure, to sit like it's, truly. And I try to stay to one side. Like, I literally try to stay to one side of the model. I don't want this all over the model. So wherever the weapon is, the impact, like he's got a hammer, so he's going to have and he's actually kind of holding it up. So I'm literally putting it where it would drip and just kind of like and ooze onto the model. And the cool part is you can use this Nurgle rot in the same fashion as blood for the blood god. And we're going to get in here. We're going to kind of fill up this little spot, fill up this little spot. And there you go. As it dries, you've got this wet, miasma, mucusy, black all over your model. So you can see it there. And it's just black, And you can do the same thing with the shield by putting some of this Nurgle rot on spots in the shield, like, maybe it's literally just there. It's filling in cracks. And it's making the material wet because it is a mucus, and it is gonna make everything just kind of like if you're not involuntarily heaving using this stuff, you're not really using it right.
Right. Or not using enough.
Exactly. So, and since I did it on the 4 bell here, I'm going to use it on the interior side of the bell.
I would imagine it helps to have a creative imagination while painting some of that stuff.
Yeah, it does. It definitely does. It helps. One of the things that help even better is having a very firm idea of physics and how movement works. It's not enough to say, hey, I put these really cool colors on. And when you follow a pattern, like when you get from Citadel, a lot of people are like, oh, well, I can do that. Yes, and you're following A through Z, but you're not really seeing the reason why that particular effect is done on one side or the other.
It'll look fine.
Oh, it'll look great.
But you won't really appreciate it quite as much.
Yeah. So the next technical that I believe we have is did you bring
I brought some old glazes.
blood letter? Ah! We can't use that because they don't make that anymore.
I also have Valhalla Blizzard, which you can use for bone fragments.
If done right, yeah.
If done right. That's the key, ladies and gentlemen. If done right.
Way Watcher Green. They don't even make this anymore.
No. Those are my
Okay, we're gonna call that out because they don't make that. Like, I can't use Soulstone Blue or Warpstone, any of that because they don't make it anymore.
lame.
Oh, wow.
They these glazes were great, and if you can get a hold of it. Now, I told you guys I was going to tell you how to make some of this stuff because you can't really get it anymore. It doesn't exist in today's market. But there's this really cool glue that you find in a metal tube. It has to be the metal tube stuff. And it's called Uhu glue. And I like to call it Uwu glue. Uwu.
Our eyes look like Pokemon characters right now.
So
Much apologies to the
what you
anime
can do is you
crowd.
can mix, you can get that putrescent like what I like to call split pea soup green. If you can make split pea soup green, you can mix it with Uhu glue. And this Uhu glue is really tacky. So you can mix it all in there, and it's basically, and then you can take a toothpick and literally just take the toothpick and stretch it up slowly onto a weapon so it literally looks like it's tendriling down.
Could you accomplish that with hot glue?
You can.
On like a larger scale model?
On
Probably?
you would have to get that color stick. Because you can't really mix hot glue with a
Well, no,
color.
you wouldn't. No, this would be like for just like drool slime.
If you had like a larger, like maquette head, like, you know, for a dragon head or something like that, and you wanted, you know, goop, you could literally do that. You just start at the top of the fang, and then you just kind of, and you let it slowly just kind of drip down, and then you keep doing that wherever you want that stuff to hang, and then you can actually use it by scraping it, by going around like the teeth and scraping up.
Right.
So that way you got that saliva going up the tooth instead of it being like dripping down the tooth, which would look really weird.
Yeah.
But the top fangs, absolutely, you start somewhere, the top teeth, you start somewhere in the middle on, you know, whatever tooth you want, and you can literally just kind of do that this little motion, then just drag the the tip of the gun down to kind of help ooze it down the fang. And then you just kind of slowly, you know, you can slowly just kind of draw up, or you can, and if you know where it's going to land, so what you do is you just kind of do a really hard pull and try to rest it and let it kind of hit where it needs to hit, kind of drip down. And then you could literally try to do the same thing by taking the nose and then just bringing it up and then building up that strand. It's a lot tougher, but with Uhu glue, it dries clear like that too.
Okay.
So you can literally just go and
Nice.
Uhu glue is weird, and I know it's gonna sound weird, but it has to be it's yellow and black too. Yeah!
All right.
Roosh! There we go. We got this. And you can legit mix this stuff up and just bloop, bloop. It's great for weapons. It's great for, like, if you have dragons and you want blood somewhere. You can even take it and kind of, like, peck it into place on a miniature, and it just, you know, yeah, it's good stuff that way. Oh, and since he's here, haha, I got a special guest that just showed up.
Okay.
Hey, why don't you sit right here, man?
The specialist of guests.
The specialist of guests. You guys hear us talking about the Save Point tabletop games. Sit down. Sit down. Sit over here.
When I'm not fully on camera.
Oh, have you
There
not
you
watched the show? We're
never on full on
camera.
camera.
It's always like cutting someone's face off.
This is the owner of the Save Point Tabletop Gaming and More. This is Christopher Rogers, and he's the one who's allowed us to, you know, set up here, and, you know, all hail the mighty Chris, you know. And so, what is the shop all about?
Well, I'll just give the general spiel that I give every newcomer.
That works.
Well,
Every cucumber.
newcomer.
You said newcomer.
I said
You
newcomer.
said newcomer. I heard it.
It could be a newcomer, a cucumber. I don't care in this case.
We're a safe space for all.
Yep.
Pretty much. It boils down to this. Primarily, the shop tries to cater to as much as the community wants, and what we can give to the community, we will give to the community. The one thing that we can give for free is a safe space for everyone to convene and play games. And the fact that it's also a shop where you can get said games also kind of just perpetuates it, the fact that it now is a safe space for you to come to and get those games, to play those games.
So he just said, in short, and to sum up, this is a tabletop gaming store that deals with tabletop games, Magic the Gathering, Digimon, Dungeons and Dragons, Catan, Warhammer, and that's why you see us with these cool little models.
And not only that, don't be distracted by the big boy games. You're more than welcome to bring any board game you want in here to come
Yeah.
and play anytime you want.
Yep.
Any game whatsoever.
Any game whatsoever.
Thanks, Chris. Have a great day, man. Thank you. And again, awesome for you letting us use the shop, man. We appreciate it.
No problem, man.
And that was Chris. I know he's busy. He's got a lot of stuff to do. He kind of texted me earlier this morning being like, do not do anything weird because I'm going to be running late. I got a lot of stuff. So, yeah.
So, not doing anything weird. Let's continue with our episode 2 Dads 1 Cup.
Yes. Why don't you sit in this chair?
The face that Chris just made when I said that.
Oh, 2 dads, 1 cup? Yeah. Yeah. And we do that specifically to mess with him. Yes. Because this is a family-oriented shop. And, you know. So, 2 dads, 1 cup. Love it. I'm going to move this out of his way. Oh, did you see my new water bottle?
I did see that.
This thing is
quite a water
amazing.
bottle.
It's 3 liters.
Are you going pee in?
Actually, I drink 1 of these or maybe 1.5 to 2 a day, and I pee like 3 times.
You might want to get that checked out.
No, I can't stay hydrated. No, it's because I can't stay
The
hydrated.
next tournament comes around when you get the
I literally have a hard time staying hydrated. Like, I'll literally sit there and drink 1 of these, and I'll be hydrated for like an hour, and then, like, fill it up again, drink another one, hydrated for about an hour.
That's how you know we're filming live, guys. No scripts, no nothing.
Giant water bottle.
Toddler running around doing sound effects.
Oh, yeah. But the best thing about these effects and these paints and using of the Oohoo glue and mixing your paints, is that's another reason why we had, like, your knowing how to mix your paints is important, because when you add it to things like Oohoo glue, you need to be able to find that consistency. You also need to find that color match. You also need to make sure that it's going to move the way you want it to move. It's really important to have that. And
Sure will.
I mean, you can break the rules. You can have blue goo pouring out of somebody, alien blood.
Hell yeah.
You could have green ooze out of somebody's
Oh
eye.
man, I should have brought the nickel oxide. That would have.
That nickel oxide would have been
perfect
amazing.
example of that.
Yeah.
Only problem is that it's not nearly as viscous. It's like super thin, almost to a wash.
Actually, you know what you do? If you're gonna do that, you literally just get
Unthinner.
unthinner. Yeah, if you have a really thin paint that you need to thicken up, you can add small drop. You like shake it up really, really well, and you add a couple drops to, like, a gloss medium.
So they literally called it unthinner.
No, it's
that's just-
gloss medium.
Because normally
okay.
we have, thinners. This would
Thickener.
be, or we could just call it thickener. That would probably be smarter. It's like reverse math. You mean subtraction? Critical Role deep cut, ladies and gentlemen. Go check them out.
Oh, jeez.
It's like when you unalive somebody.
Exactly.
Just ignore the person in the background speaking the nonsense.
So back to painting.
Oh, it's like calling a coffin a custom rectangle. And Chris is all, and with that.
Painting hour, or is this the comical hour by the same point?
Oh,
So-
hey, did you know that not only do you get a custom rectangle when you get unlifed, but they give you this really cool stone that has your name on it. It's almost like a dedication to you.
That's pretty sweet.
And you can literally have a bench sitting right next to that little custom stone of yours where people that know you or knew you could come and just miss you.
That's pretty awesome.
That is. That's,
Would it be a custom rectangle or a custom cube?
I mean, when you look at it from top down, it's a rectangle.
Fair. I wouldn't be looking at it from top down. I'm looking
Oh,
at
even top up with your eyes closed, it's still a rectangle.
Anyway,
It's
So-
just empty space, really. Your eyes are closed.
so we've been showing these examples on a flat gray medium. So I'm going to throw some skin tone onto.
Just put it on the base because then we get
Yeah.
all those textures.
Maybe get puddles going on.
I keep forgetting the executive producer and my kids have the same thing. It's like, oh, you do that cloud stuff.
So by putting down a little layer of contrasting color, we should be able to make it pop.
Dude, just brush the whole thing. Like, go angry. How does this brush that stiff? That is not even possible. Like, you hear that?
Yeah,
That just sounds horrible.
It sounds like you've got a chip brush in there.
right? Or a chipped brush. Or just chips. Wow, that thing got way stiff. I'm gonna have to throw some conditioner on it.
All right, so while this dries,
Here, is it? We're, like I said, ooh, no.
it's gloppy. It's gloppy.
It's glooper. So this is the show where we make up our own words
Yep.
and terms. You don't have to forgive us, just laugh along.
Yep.
As my wife likes to say, do some swoopies. As an esthetician, it's great because she does these little circles on your face. And she goes, I'm going to do my little swoopies. And I've loved that word ever since, her little swoopies.
Swoopies.
And you know what?
Hair dryer.
Hair dryer. On low, just let it warm up. And this is a really cool trick you can use when you airbrush too. You do a light layer, and you can build up layers really effectively this way. You put down a layer, hit it with the hair dryer. Another light layer, hair dryer. Another light layer, hair dryer. And you build up to the color you want. You don't have to be like super crazy, glop everything on and, try to dry it all real fast, or it just spurt, and then boom, a little bit of hair dryer action. Hair dryer. Bluetooth earbuds are how you get away from the droning. Like, if you're gonna ask, how can we sit here and just paint and
For those just joining us, Chaz is
oh
dry
god.
brushing.
Well, this is Two Dads One
Hair dryer.
Cup. Yes, I'm drawing the model. That looked really bad down here.
It really did. It took me a minute. I was trying to process how I could bring it up in the funniest way.
But of course he did. All right, we're good to go.
All right.
Although on the podcast, all they heard is
Yeah. It's like nothing.
So they're gonna get like
nothing comes through for 5 minutes except for like a wind turbine.
See your lips moving, but all they hear is
it's a podcast. They don't even hear. They don't even see anything. They're listening to it.
That's part of the joke. It's
Oh,
a
wow.
podcast. It's an audio format of a visual medium. So one thing I sometimes like to try. I'm still
fine.
learning
Don't forget your cheeses.
the trick is blood splatter. So you take a chip brush or toothbrush or any brush really, dip it in your painting medium and then just run your finger like that, and
As you do that, like right near my, I thought that stuff was going towards my laptop. Oh, you failed.
yeah, sure did. Didn't get quite enough on there. It's also pretty viscous. So let's thin it out a bit and see what happens.
Now it's just wet.
Yeah. Well, it's getting on there. It's just not a lot. Actual red paint would probably be more effective with that.
Do you
With
want
that.
red paint?
Yeah, if you got any like
I've got-
piston or corn. Corn would probably be real good.
I probably have plenty of that. Let me look at my box of tricks.
box of tricks. Silly rabbit, tricks are for kids.
No, they're not.
There's a whole HBO series about that. Owen, come back here, bud.
Wow. Just. Ah, there we go. Hey, Owen, come here, bud. Yeah, I know. We're horrible.
All right.
Here.
So I got some corn red. Try this again.
As I die from nicotine poisoning just to entertain the executive producer.
All right, so a little bit of water to thin it out. And then it's getting there.
And this is why we have paint all over our hands.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like that.
It's splattered blood.
Yeah.
Technically accurate.
Yeah.
There are probably way quicker and easier ways to do that.
It
An
looks like you
airbrush.
cut your finger, bro.
Yeah, an airbrush would probably honestly be super easier.
Not really.
I lied.
No, that's the technique you use. I just tend to use a rubber glove. I have gloves on. I'll go. But this is why our hands are always covered in
Yeah,
paint.
we make mistakes, so you don't have to.
Is that how we're going with that?
Yeah, let's go with that.
That's okay.
Yeah,
That's
like camera angles.
speaking of camera angles. There we go. Is it me or is the camera constantly getting
It's
closer?
constantly shifting.
Like I feel sorry for our viewers. 'Cause
Yeah,
they're like,
they've got to
"Oh,
be
God."
nauseous at this
Right.
point.
Does he have an amiibo or something? Because he did that like he had amiibos.
No, he doesn't.
Okay. Because he was all dink. Why didn't it not do something? So there's a lot of different methods to getting blood spatter and grime and stuff on your model. You got to find what's best for you, and you also have to. I beg you to just do your own thing.
Yeah.
Don't just sit there and go, oh well, they use this. Find your own way, man, because you'll find in your trial and errors something that works so much better.
And then share it to us so we could steal it. That's how the mini painting community grows.
No, we're not going to.
We won't steal it. We will credit you.
You
We
will.
credit
You will always get credit.
It'll be known as the insert name here technique.
Yes. I hate it when I use that word.
Technique?
No.
Oh.
I don't know. A lot of speech therapy that I had to go through as a kid. Was my favorite word. So yeah, we've been at this. What? Where's our timer? How come I never see the timer?
32 minutes.
32 minutes. Another short video.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, comment in the comments.
Yeah.
What you'd like us to go over next time.
Absolutely.
And then Tuesday, 30 minutes before we start the show, we'll read them and decide what to what to talk about.
All
And
right.
I'll be sure to record the 15 minutes of hell that they try to, as they try to prepare for that last minute reading.
Actually, it's just like, oh, hey, here, this was a good idea. And he'll literally tell me like by text that I won't get until like 3 minutes until
Right.
he gets here.
Like I'm driving up. Oh shit, they're talking about this.
So once again, we have to thank the Save Point, Chris and Sarah, great people for letting
Come
us
by.
use their space.
If you live in the greater New Orleans area, come by the store. Check them out. They're
Buy magic
fantastic.
cards,
Buy
order
magic
paints, help out.
models. Then if they don't have it in stock, they will order it for you.
Oh yeah, Chris is actually really good at that.
Yeah, he
like,
is.
He's wow. Like you order something, man, he'll literally sit there and harass the. That's what I love about him. He'll harass the.
I've seen
Warhammer
him
people.
do it.
Oh yeah, he's harassed the crap out of people for some of my stuff already.
Like it's great. I've literally watched Chris sit there, order something, and then he will call up on the day it's supposed to arrive. Like he knows when he goes, it's supposed to arrive today. If it doesn't arrive the day it's supposed to, he's like literally calling all of his vendors, being
Yeah.
like, "Hey, where's my stuff, bro?" And then I've literally heard vendors have to backstep. Oh well, it's great because he just sits there on the phone.
Which you wouldn't think to look at him.
No,
But he's a hard dude to like. He's tough. He's tough as nails on
Oh yeah.
for his people.
oh yeah. If
He
he's
will-
ordering
he has
something
got
for
your
you,
back.
yeah, if he's ordering something for you or he's getting something special in for you, that man will go above and beyond. Like he'll literally claw his way to hell and be like, "Yo, dude, where's my brimstone? Come on, pop it up." It's just insane because normally when you talk to him, he's just like, "Oh yeah, that's pretty
Yeah,
cool."
super laid back. You would not expect him to.
When I first
Like-
met him, I thought he was like stoned, like not the whoa man stoned. I'm talking like the whole, "Oh yeah, that's cool."
Like,
Yeah, I can get into that. Yeah, absolutely. He's like your personal yes man on your shoulder. It's like, can I do this, this, and this? Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. I would love to see how that turned out.
I'll aid and abet that plan, sure.
Yeah, like it's great. And then it's like, hey, I need to get this, this, and this, and you pay for it, and he's just like, it's not there. He'll call you, be like, hey, your stuff's not in, but I'm calling my people.
Mm-hmm.
And I've literally watched. I've come in just to hang out with him for a minute, and he literally he's talking to someone on the phone. He goes, like, holds up one finger, like, 1 minute, and he's like, yeah, well, this is for a customer, and I need it here now. Like, how are we gonna fix this? Because you're making me look bad, you're making my shop look bad, and my customer needs this. And it's hilarious because, like, within 24 hours, usually, if the vendor can make it happen, it gets here to him, and he'll call you up like, got your stuff. Like, it's great.
So my words over here at the Save Point, we've got your back and we've got your orders.
Got your back, Jack.
Got your back.
Also, thank you to our wonderful spouses for putting up with all of this malarkey over the years.
My wife especially.
And for not asking questions.
Or not asking questions that would make us incriminate ourselves. Because they're the real heroes. They say...
Never asking the question, how much was that paintbrush?
Yeah. As I like to say to my wife is, not all heroes wear capes, but a great many of them have tiger stripes. So you ladies know what that means.
Yep.
You guys are literally the real heroes here. So, with that, keep painting, keep breaking the rules.
Oh, don't forget, we're still running our contest.
Yes.
100 subscribers on YouTube, 100 followers on the Facebooks. Chaz will make you a custom built painting mat, and I will. What?
You were doing the miniature.
Yeah, I know, and I will get with you to design, build, and paint a custom Hero Forge miniature.
Yep, still going. It's still going. Once we get there, we will do that.
Yep.
And it's all for you. So, love you guys. Have a great week and break the rules.
Keep painting. Peace out, yo.
Later.